I'm warning you. Back off. That's close enough. You're dead.
Damn it, they're strong, whoever they are. Generally, you can't go anywhere without setting the entire place on fire, can you?
I'm glad you're here.
What's the significance of this place?
This is the headquarters of the Nightingales, cut into the mountainside by the first of our kind. We've come to seek the edge we need to defeat Mercer Frey.
What kind of an edge?
If you'll follow me, I'll try to explain on the way.
Interesting. Who is Nocturnal?
She's the mistress of night and darkness, and the patron of every thief in Tamriel.
I never met a thief that worshipped anything.
Nocturnal isn't one for worship and reverence. There are no priests and no sermons, no services and no alms. She influences our luck, and in return demands payment.
Sounds like a guild contract.
You're closer to understanding than you realise. The only difference is she doesn't demand payment in the traditional sense, and sometimes the cost can be quite high. Whether you know it or not, Nocturnal dictates how well we perform as rogues.
I have my skill, not powers or magic.
Again, you have to think differently. Haven't you ever noticed how our luck behaves? Like a novice picking an impossible lock, or a blind man suddenly turning to face you as you reach for his pocket. It's through these subtle means that Nocturnal influences us.
Sounds like she just likes us to suffer.
Nocturnal's whim is the greatest mystery to everyone. There have been volumes written on the subject. Does she accept payment when we die? When we suffer, does she revel in our misery? No one knows. The return certainly seems worth the risk, though.
Alright.
This way, please.
Let's follow Carlisle into the cave and see what happens. Nightingale Hall.
So this is Nightingale Hall. I heard about this place when I joined the guild, but I never believed it existed. to understand why I feel that. I'm no priest.
seen anything
I'm certainly
like
not
that.
religious. Why pick me?
Better wait for her, she's coming. Carlisle, you're slow.
This
Hurry
is
up.
Nightingale Hall. You're the first of the uninitiated to set foot inside in over a century. Now, if you'll both proceed to the armory to don your Nightingale armor, we can begin the oath.
Alright, activate the armor stone. Interesting.
You appear hesitant to don your Nightingale.
That's true.
Now I have to equip the Nightingale armor. I don't know if it's any good. Not really. It's all light armor.
Time's wasting, and Mercer's still out there. Let's get this show on the road.
You appear ready for the oath.
Time's wasting, and Mercer's still out there. Let's get this show on the road.
Nice.
You appear ready for the oath.
Time's wasting, and Mercer's still out there. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, lass, we've got these get-ups up. Now what?
Beyond this gate is the first step in becoming a Nightingale.
Whoa there, lass. I appreciate the honor, but becoming a Nightingale, that was never discussed.
To hold any hope of defeating Mercer, we must have Nocturnal at our backs. If she's to accept you as one of her own, an arrangement must be struck.
What sort of arrangement? I need to know the terms.
The terms are quite simple, Brynjolf. Nocturnal will allow you to become a Nightingale and use your abilities for whatever you wish. And in return, both in life and in death, you must serve as a guardian of the Twilight Sepulchre.
Aye, there's always a catch. But at this point, I suppose there isn't much to lose. If it means the end of Mercer Frey, you can count me in.
What about you? Are you ready to transact the oath with Nocturnal?
Yes, I'm ready.
Good. After I open the gate, please stand on the western circle.
The Western Circle.
We'll speak when the oath is complete.
That's fine, and I'm not going to talk to you. I cannot use this right now. Because I have to wait for her.
We'll speak when the oath is complete.
I use this one right here. Ilya, get out of the damn way. I want to see what's going on. Okay, there. You can stand right there.
Huh? I call upon you, Lady Nocturnal, Queen of Murk, and Empress of Shadow. Hear my voice.
Ah, Carlisle. I was wondering when I'd hear from you again. Lose something, did we?
My lady, I've come before you to throw myself upon your mercy and to accept responsibility for my failure.
You're already mine, Carlisle. Your terms were struck long ago. What could you possibly offer me now?
I have two others that wish to transact both in life and in death.
You surprise me, Carlyle. This offer is definitely weighted in my favor.
My appetite for Mercer's demise exceeds my craving for wealth, Grace.
Revenge. How interesting. Very well. The conditions are acceptable. You may proceed.
Lady Nocturne, we accept your terms. We dedicate ourselves to you as both your avengers and your sentinels. We will honor our agreement to this month and next until the conditions have been met.
Very well. I name your initiates Nightingale, and I restore your status to the same, Carlyle. And in the future, I'd suggest you refrain from disappointing me again.
Alright, that's all there is to it. Now we have to speak to Carlyle.
Now that you've transacted the oath, it's time to reveal the final piece of the puzzle to you. Mercer's true crime.
He's done more?
Mercer was able to unlock the Guild's vault without 2 keys because of what he stole from the Twilight Sepulchre. The skeleton key.
The skeleton key.
By doing this, he's compromised our ties to Nocturnal, and in essence, caused our luck to run dry.
So the key unlocks any door?
Well, yes. But the key isn't only restricted to physical barriers. All of us possess untapped abilities, the potential to wield great power securely sealed within our minds. Once you realize the key can access these traits, potential becomes limitless.
The Guild should possess this item.
Although it would benefit the Guild more than you can imagine, in the end it would do more harm than good. If the key isn't returned to its lock in the Twilight Sepulchre, things will never be the same for the Guild. As time passed, our luck would diminish to the point of non-existence, and whether you know it or not, our uncanny luck defines our trade.
First time I ever set out to return something.
Very true. In our line of work, it's quite rare we set out to return a stolen item to its rightful owner.
Let's go.
Before we depart, Brynjolf has some business to discuss. I suggest you listen to him.
Very well.
Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go after Mercer. The leadership of the Guild. Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go after Mercer. The leadership of the Guild.
Why tell this to me?
Carlyle and I had a long discussion before you arrived here. Thanks to your efforts, Mercer's treachery has been exposed. After we deal with him, all that remains is restoring the Guild to its full strength. As a result, we both feel that you have the potential of replacing Mercer as leader of the Thieves Guild.
Me? What about you?
I've been at this game a long time, my friend. A long time. I've stolen trinkets from nobles and framed priests for murder. I'm good at what I do, maybe even one of the best, but it's all I know. I've never been one to lead. Never desired it, never cared for it. Don't want it.
I don't know what to say.
Well, we have a bit of an errand to run before your coronation, so don't get sentimental on me now.
I accept.
Then it's decided. When this is all over and Delvin's contacts assure me that we've regained our footing in Skyrim, we'll handle the details. Until then, we have quite the task ahead.
Then let's get to it.
I've been poring over the plans you brought us, and I'm convinced the eyes of the Falmer are in the Dwarven ruins at Erkenfat. Carlyle and I will meet you there. Prepare yourself, lad. This will be a fight to remember.
Do you think we stand a chance against Mercer?
If you would have asked me that yesterday, I'd have said no. But now I think our chances have improved. Look, call me crazy if you like, but I trust Carlia. I don't think she'd lead us down a suicidal path. Besides, I'd rather die with some of Mercer's blood on my blade and spend the rest of my life regretting that I ran the other way.
I guess we're nightingales now.
Aye, and some of what Carlia said is starting to make sense. Mercer may have damaged our reputation and raided our coffers. This goes well beyond even his twisted form of larceny. Old Delvin kept calling it a curse, and we all laughed at him. Looks like the joke's on us. Until next we meet, lad.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here. And do I have to wear this stuff still? Whoops. So we're pretty much done here. One final mission. We gotta stop Mercer Frey and get the skeleton key. And I don't care what they say, I'm not gonna return the skeleton key. As well as being the last mission of the as well as being the last mission of the Thieves Guild. It's also a Daedric quest. Because she happens to be a Daedric. Nocturnal. And one of the Daedric artifacts I can get is the skeleton key, which is a unbreakable lockpick. Definitely something worth holding on to. So we're gonna try to keep it, but anyway, here's Urkin. You know, I don't even know how to say that. Urkin Thon, whatever. That's where we're headed next, though. So that's where we're going.